Here, Tom. I have this up now. I have to there's a fellow in there. He's a Jackie. One of the properties in Saturday, no. He's in Dorchester. Yeah, he's never been to Pet one He must be around 95 now. We've grown a dance when we were younger. But I don't know who he is.
I remember when I was in America. I was down there filling a few half cans of whiskey to go out on the road after dinner hour. And 'twas in winter, there was a foot of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And all the outdoor labourers, at least a good number of them, was sitting around tables.
Yeah.
And maybe someone hadn't to break you off the field, reading the papers there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember one man walked in all very quick, muffled up, went up the bar, and he called for a drink of whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Before he filled the whiskey, he looked down at the table.
Yeah.
And he picked out one man. Hello, Patsy, he said. You come up and have a drink. Now, his name was Patsy Hastings from Delaware. And he stood about 5 feet. And he was a man that always followed the hot carriage.
Yeah.
And anyone that he ever worked for wanted to make him because he was a good worker. But anyway, he picked Patsy from amongst the crowd. And there was 5 or 6 tables with kids, 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Patsy got on his feet. He says, the man dies, he says, but his memory lives. Well, he said that out so sudden, as I should straighten up from filling the half gallon whiskey. And like that. So, he said it so. Now, you have to know the position. Patsy was dead, broke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was dead.
Yeah.
He admitted it. The man died, but his memory lives.
Mm-hmm.
But when he had it, come up all the boys. He was a jolly good fellow.
But who was the man that was standing in the drink?
I didn't know him.
You didn't know him?
I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth.
Well, was he a Hastings?
Eh?
Was he a
Well, he
Hastings?
was muffled up like almost like what you might call a commercial traveller or something. He wasn't a labourer.
But still he knew Patsy?
But he knew Patsy.
He knew Patsy.
And Patsy might have worked with him. You see, that's the way. But I couldn't, from that to this, I could never forget that word. A man died, but his memory lives.
Who
said? The man was, Patsy was about 25 years in America at that time. And if he wanted to pay his way to Ireland, he hadn't enough to shipping him to Boston.
Poor man, yeah. I wonder what we all that way nowadays?
No, that's really a fact. Patsy is from Delaware. That's right.
Well, he wasn't any use. He was. Was he?
Well, he was connected anyway with them. Yes. But we always nature for any of the Drummond Hastings.
Oh, sure. Well, this Jack Hastings was a Drummond Hastings.
Yeah.
This Jack Hastings was a Drummond Hastings.
Yeah.
But I think Pat told me one time he was no relation than you were.
Yeah. But,
Pat knew him well.
Yes. But I remember there was a Pat Hastings and John.
Yeah.
They were from Delaware too. And every Saturday after they'd wash up, they'd come up to the shop. And they'd drink away there maybe until 11 o'clock at night. Well, I remember the boss anyways one day. He used to occasionally go down to the shop after dinner on a Sunday to if the boots wasn't arranged. He used to do his own boots. Well, I used to go down with the cash. As the St. Thomas used to bring the cash home at night. Saturday night, we used to make up our boots. We'd come from out. They used to go down. He'd pull away from the boots when I'd go in.
Yeah.
The shop. And I remember one time he started on Pat and John and Hastings and Pat. Well, now he said, there's John Hastings and Paddy. They'll come into the shop, he says, after their dinner on a Saturday, and they'll stay there till 11 o'clock at night. I doubt very much, he says, but if they send some of that money home to Ireland, it should be useful. I said, you knew it as well as I do. He said, you'd say so. But how well now that he could almost picture
Have you noticed that?
even though being, I might say, born in America. Yeah. But he'd have more respect for you, for man, in fact, if they went and had their drink and go about their business.
Oh, yeah.
And not spend it.
But wouldn't you yourself?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you be the same yourself?
Yes, yes. They're not hang around all day.
What do you think of those people, Mother?
Yeah.
Huh? What do you think of them? You probably know those Sean Tom. I know them all.
But used to go on a booze once in a fight.
Oh, he used that.
Once in a good fight. And Brandy he'd go on. No, we'd hit me stepping it. And behind the counter go there and on the booze. We used to shut up at 11. I could go home maybe at 9 o'clock, sometime at 10, depends on how I get down outside. But when he'd be drinking, I wouldn't go home. I'd start reading the paper at the table or something, next Tuesday, until I'd be home at 10. Because maybe some of the boys might get under him and bring 2 sheebies, and I'd wait and go home with him.
Well, would you know that afterwards?
Eh?
Did you know that afterwards then?
I didn't know, but the wife knew. But his way for going home was my way. Too, but I had to go a little further than him. But I used to go in with him, to kiss him,
I bet he appreciated that
and
stuff.
have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
The wife had the tea ready and we'd go home, and she'd look over his head and make a sign at me as much as he went on tonight.
Yes, thank you for bringing
But
it.
she'd keep the case and be able to sell it all the time. While he was in. And he'd bring and he'd get sick. And he'd have to have the doctor in. The doctor put him out. And he'd go down to the shop again after a week. Maybe a year and a half again before he'd go on.
What he said to guy, yeah.
But he'd like to see you drink, but he'd have this guy. Now on the street that the saloons were shut, he'd ask me, was they going anywhere? The afternoon tomorrow. Says I, not that I know of today.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I'm going to Worcester. You best come down. He said, we'll have a ride in on the car. We'll go into Worcester 12 miles. He had to do business with the brewery, you see. All that. First thing, we'd go to the hotel. I'd have beer. He'd have cigars. Yeah.
Now, you'd have got a good job from him if you'd stayed there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd have a good job from him if you had stayed there.
Well, my brother James got the business.
Ah, yes.
Oh, James was here. There were 3 was working at the same time. At one time,
But
at the
James
same
and
time.
Thomas.
3. And 5. Because he could have pinned down when they began to give it down that we were there.
Oh, you know you were alive.
But you see, man is drinking. When there's any excitement on, that's the time he goes.
Oh, yeah.
He goes on serious.
Oh, it was
Now I was doing the boxing,
Yeah.
and there was a fellow named McGrady. He was a country born.
Yeah.
And he couldn't keep still. He'd come in the morning now and he'd go into my bottle place and he'd have a bottle of beer and the next inch was off. Well, you couldn't read his license. At last he had to get through. He asked me one night, Michael said, will you go out on Great as well? Right, said I, no, I consider it, said I. Well, he said there's a few dollars more in the job. But anyways, when I went home at night, I told my brother. I was staying with my brother, Thomas. Because the boss wants me to go out and grade it out. He said, you will not. That is short. And I always like to do what he says.
Yeah.
Well, said I, then it says, that boxing place very damp, and I was getting a lot of calls with it.
Yeah.
I was just stay with it. It's a lot to care to get it. Well, says I, how do you think me going out? Well, he says, when you're that, I'll tell you. I'm a long time in this town, he says. And I never knew those people to put a man on that road, he says, that could keep sober. You're no different to any other man. Well, if that's the way, he says, I might prove to you that I am a little different. I'm going out. He says, well, when you see the sign of drink on me, tell me about it, and I'll be finished.
But he didn't.
Well, I'd rather not take chances, he says. I'm taking no chances, eh? But he never could say, might have the sign of drink in 4 years and a half until I come to Ireland. Then my brother was doing the boxing.
Yeah. Dave.
When I was coming to Ireland.
Yeah.
And the boss couldn't see how he could consent to let me go. He said, of course you can go without me consenting.
Yeah.
If your brother doesn't go out on the road. That's the way. There's no reason why he couldn't go. So I took him out a couple of weeks and showed him the road. And we went into one house one day. There was a study order. Without having to look for it. I went in, pushed in. The woman was ironing at the table. Just where the case of beer, she says. I said, I don't have to work all my life today. There's another man doing the job now. Next thing was, my brother James walked in with the case of beer. I told him, go down and tell her what that's for, and up and English. She says, who is that? She says, that's a brother of mine. No, says that's going to be your man no more. Well, she says, and where are you going to Ireland? Well, Mr. Burbeck, she says, can have his drink in the slope. I'm not having any other man, she says. Well, says that's a brother of mine, and he'll be only on the job for 2 months till I return. Well, if that's the way, she says, we'll put up with him.
Well, how did James feel about that?
Eh?
What did James say to all that?
No.
Also, James.
So then, but Hastings' wife died, Hastings died, before I left there. And then the wife was ill. So Burke settled with the wife, got her out of the business.
Well, who was the Hastings?
Then Burke. There was no one in the business then but Burke.
Yes.
So Burke got 3 sons. 2 of them was going to college. 2 of them was preachers this time. And 1 of them was professor. And the wife died. So they got after him to give up the business. That they didn't want his money, that he had more than what he could live on. He had a good house property. And then he sold over to James, brother James. That's how he got into the business. Sold over to his brother James.
Well, was this Hastings that was in with Burke? Was he any relation?
No, he was an American boy.
Oh, no relation.
No, he wasn't no relation. But that's how James got into the business.
Yeah.
Oh, he made out good.
Hmm?
He made out good.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, boy.
And he mixed with the James.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Then funny, none of our family, all of them went into, got a job in the liquor business.
Yeah, that's right.
I was only 3 days in the country
all the boys.
when P.H. Morrison was going by the boarding house one day, and I was standing outside, and he said, hello, he says, Micheal, I see you. I went out and he said, do you know me? I do, said I. You're P.H. Morrison. That's right, he said. And you see, he was home 3 years or 4 before that in Ireland, himself and another man that he brought with him. And he called to our house. And he brought a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of gin to my father. And that's how I knew. He says, come on over to the place, he says, my place. He says, there's no one in there but women. That's the boarding house.
Yes.
I went over, that was a Monday.
Yeah.